Like, wait.
Oh, that one's good. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
It's Lynn and Anna and Karen.
Hi, everyone.
We're all part of the Conscious Beauty Collective, and we are in Remedies Herb Shop, which, by the way, if you've not been to this shop before, what the hell are you doing? Get in here. All you New Yorkers, you got to get in here. It is like an old school apothecary, but Cheryl is an herbalist. And if you have anything going on, I'm talking anything, aches, pains, sleeping, insomnia, allergies, whatever, she's going to fix it for you, man. You're going to walk out of here and think this.
I'm going to try. There she is.
She's chiming in. But it's an amazing shop, and everything is just like you can see in the background. Beautiful, fresh. She does her own foraging. I just hope I don't get a bad mushroom, huh?
I will never give you a bad mushroom.
She's never going to give you. Well, maybe some people want a bad mushroom. I don't know. Okay, that's a little gamble, but it's an amazing shop, and we highly recommend you come check it out at Carroll Gardens. But we wanted to talk today about Conscious Beauty because we're all part of the Conscious Beauty Collective, and I often get asked what are products. And we want them to be good for you, good for the environment. I've been talking a lot. All right. So why don't we just jump in? And we're gonna say a little bit about yourself and your brand, so people have that. Yeah. And then you too.
Okay.
And then I think we're gonna just get into it.
Fabulous. Well, hello everyone. I'm Ana Herrera, and I am the founder and CEO of Glow by Hormone University.
Her last name that way.
Herrera.
Just keep saying
Herrera.
So it's very sexy.
Very sexy.
It's very sexy.
So I founded this brand, which is all about hormonal wellness. So I believe that every woman has a story with their hormones, whether you are stressed or have got lack of sleep, or have got menopause or surgical menopause, or you've got menstrual cramps. All of it is related to your hormones. And I've got a personal story behind all of this. I'm not going to go into that right now.
I'm like, what? You're not?
Oh, God.
Tell
it's
us
a long
a little
story.
bit.
Okay, very short version of it. I went through stage 4 endometriosis. I was diagnosed in my mid-20s and had to go through 6 different surgeries and had other ramifications like infertility, and ended up going through surgical menopause. A lot of fun. It's like from one day to the next, you're going nuts. It's this mission to help women with content, education, and a line of products from menstruation all the way to menopause. And
it's amazing.
I am so proud to be part of this collective, because one of the key parts of our mission is to offer endocrine disruptor-free products. So clean is very important to us as a brand.
That's an amazing story. I didn't know the depth of that from your perspective, but like I think we all have our. You've got your cancer story. I've got my cancer story. And by the way, I went into chemo-induced menopause pretty much overnight, even though at the time I was 54. And literally my doctor was like, any day you're going to be in menopause. And she told me that for like 3 years, because the average age for menopause is 51.
Yes.
So I kept waiting, hot flashes, not sleeping, all that stuff. And she kept saying, no, just hang on. And I was actually getting shots.
Yes.
In my butt, and they hurt like a bitch.
Yes.
I was getting like progesterone shots, like double doses, and it didn't do anything. It literally did no effect on me. And then chemo did it.
But then that was before chemo.
That was before chemo. But then once I started chemo, that was one good thing. That was actually, I was happy about it. I'm like, finally.
Same thing for me. I same time frame.
Yeah.
I had no idea that I was going through it, came out of it, chemo and radiation and all that, and never even saw a day of light of that, which is unfortunate, but fortunate, right? Because we had to be sick to get to that
lucky
place.
though, in a way. Like there's there's very few silver linings to cancer,
exactly.
But that was one for sure. I was like, okay, I'll take that. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Right.
But so many women have a lot of issues, and it's just nice. And it's what I love about your brand too is that you educate, and that's what we're trying to do today is kind of help educate about the idea of what is in your beauty products. Because okay, a couple things. A, what's in your beauty products are the formulas clean? But B, what are the values of the companies that you are supporting?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you got to put your money where your mouth is, right? It's like the election.
Right.
You know, you got to think about it that way. And supporting small businesses, in my opinion,
important.
yes, it's the lifeblood of the community, and that's why we partner with small
And
businesses.
of America.
And of America, yes.
Right.
So important, and that's why like remedies is such like near and dear to my heart, because you know these businesses, you can't take them for granted in the community. You know, you blink and they can be gone because it's tough. It's tough.
It's tough, very tough. Yes, it's a great thing for everyone to just have this in your day-to-day life. Like when you go shopping, think about those small businesses and try and support all of us, because I believe that we open our business with a really nice goal and objective, which is we're going to try and make your lives as nice and as happy as possible with our products. And you can have that feeling of safety because we really look after our formulations.
Well, also small businesses like this is, and I want to just first say, we are calling this not a pop-up, right? Pop in, because
That's right.
you can see our shelf behind us, right? And those are products that are here amongst remedies. And this is so important for us because, you know, she's really welcomed us, Cheryl has welcomed us into her life of all of these incredible herbs in this herbal shop. But to take what we've done and take it to a different level where we have a shelf here that we can actually introduce this to her audiences, to be able to be here, especially in Carroll Gardens, New York. I mean, everyone, if you don't live here and you're coming to New York, you have to come here.
I will admit, I lived in New York for 25 years, and I had never been to Carroll Gardens before.
It's a beautiful area.
But I literally,
so gorgeous.
so my son moved to New York. Oh, no, he grew up in New York, but he moved back to New York just this past summer because he got a job, and he lives a few blocks in Red Hook. And I literally was like, what? I literally was like, because it's just like, it's like going to New Jersey. It's like foreign. But I came here to check out the store the first time, and I was like, what have I been missing this entire time? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
My reaction in New Jersey is not like this, by the way. It's like, why am I in New Jersey? Sorry for anyone that lives in New Jersey. But this is like, oh my God, this is like when I first moved to New York and we lived kind of around Gramercy. This is what this reminds me of.
Yes, what it used to be.
Yes,
right? Even
neighborhoods, cute little shops, like you can get all, and so anyway, we're trying to support all these shops, and we are small businesses. We are all small businesses. So let's talk about Conscious, because to be part of the Conscious Beauty Collective, not only do your formulas need to be clean, and we use EU standards. EU is way stricter than the US. The US is kind of a joke, as we all know. It's like there's no set regulations.
Right.
Yes. So I may add that we've done a lot of research about this, and I was in the beauty industry for a long, long time. And back in 2012, the EU started this regulation, and there are over 1,200 chemicals that are forbidden in the EU, and there are less than 50 here.
Well, it's incredible, because actually my formula started out of France.
France, you've got that
So
going for you.
I was already there.
Yeah.
And knowing that I would be safe all around the world, I was so blessed for that. The other part to that is that working with a virologist, he's an ethnobotanist, and he is just mad. I know he discovers plants, right?
It's so cool.
And plants for medicine, which is like what this shop is all about.
Exactly.
And so when he does that, he then uses those in the products. So things that come from the rainforest, things that come from Africa, things that come from even India and Colombia. So not, it's not centric to one area, of course. And France, that is key to immunology, is the French green clay. Because a lot of people think that French green clay is just a name. No, there is green clay.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And we get our clay, which is really our key to our vitality, to our skin, and the cleanliness of our brand. So this is something that I love sharing with everyone, because what people don't really realize is the importance of grounding our body through this earth ingredient clay. But the way we do it is we actually have a patent technology. We take is the water and the clay, we bring it together, and we create this ionic exchange. So we're really bringing to the skin nutrition. So I always call it juicing for the skin, which is important.
It's a good term.
Right? And so I liked it so much, I went and I patented it because I wanted to own it.
I love that.
So juicing for the skin, because we juice for our gut, right? We juice for our health. But the one place that we don't think about is, what are we doing for our most important and largest organ,
Right.
the skin?
Yes.
And that's why I love Conscious Beauty Collection, because we are conscious about what we're doing and what we're giving.
Yes.
Right?
I
Because it's giving
love
back.
that. That's such a beautiful story. I was in France this summer. I was in Bordeaux, and then I was in Paris. I know.
Oh, she's French. She's
Feel sorry for me.
One day,
I was in France this summer too.
wait a minute, one day she's one place, the next thing I know, she's at the Olympics.
That was actually pretty insane. I feel like my children, who are amazing, I was like, they're underachievers, because I watched a 14-year-old woman win skateboarding. She's 14.
Wow.
She's Australian. That was crazy. But anyhow, we digress. But anyway, so what I was going to say is, what I noticed being in France, and you probably did too, is that there's a much more holistic view towards food and towards beauty. And when you're getting a baguette, it's like 2 ingredients.
Yes.
It's not like here in the US, where there's preservatives that are in your food, and there's sugars, and there's things that are actually really bad for us. And, going through cancer, you start to get really aware of all those things. And it's fascinating. But back to beauty. So
We can get side.
and wellness. We could talk for hours. So I gotta rein us in. Okay. So clean formulas are key, and she's got her green clay. I have makabu, which is a Japanese ocean botanical. You've got a whole recipe of well, your magnesium is interesting.
Yes,
You've got your lotion.
Our lotion is a magnesium that comes from the North Sea of Holland, and it's called Zechstein magnesium. It's one of the purest magnesiums in the world, and it's sustainable. It's very hard to source, and we combine it with collagen and evening primrose oil. So it's a really wonderful combination for stress, sleep, and hormonal balance.
Which it kind of does everything if you think about it. Like, who isn't stressed?
Oh my
and
gosh,
who can actually sleep? I don't think I know anyone who actually says that they can, they're good on those two things right off the bat. But in addition to our ingredients, which are top notch, super high quality, the other things that make us conscious are, we think about all the other stuff. We think about the community.
Yes.
We all care, we give back, and we think about sustainability. So I have a little bone to pick with the big corporations. I worked in the corporate world with a lot of them. You did. I know. Okay, I don't want to say anything very negative. However, it's very, very, very difficult for those big brands to change and do things that are the way they should be, because they've got systems in place, supply chains in place. Their sulfates that they buy that go in their shampoos are like 2 cents.
Yes.
So for them to switch to these formulas is it sounds like, well, shouldn't everybody be doing that?
Right.
Of course, in theory, it just doesn't happen. And there's a lot more, and
sometimes costs a little bit more, because
yes,
our sourcing is, and we're not making big batches like everybody else out there in the commodity world. We're really particular about what we're doing, what we're putting into these products, and it's really for those who use the products.
That's
that
right.
We're doing it for. So when people say, oh, it's all about the packaging, one thing that we all in this room, and everyone who is actually within CBC is really about what goes in the product, how it's sourced, and what it means to your body and the health of your body. And being cancer survivors here, and even with Anna having issues with her hormones and so forth, this is so key for all of you listening. Because it's not just about having a product,
Yeah.
it's about a solution and the benefits that we can bring to each and every one of you through the solutions of what we have in our collection, right?
Right. And so when you get something from the Conscious Beauty Collective, you know that it's going to have clean formulas by EU, and EU
Yeah.
does a lot of rigorous testing. So
Yeah.
you know that at least, okay, check that box. You also know that the products
Yeah.
are either going to be vegan, cruelty-free, fair trade, not necessarily certified, but minded. I always say
Right.
minded because we're small. We can't all afford to get a lot of certifications.
So expensive, and it hurts a small brand because it's thousands and thousands of dollars. And sometimes it's really about what your integrity of what you're putting in there.
Exactly.
And so having the certificate isn't about paying for a certificate, it's about the integrity of who we are as founders, right?
100%.
Yes.
And then, okay.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
wanted to just
jump
add
in.
something important for all of you who might not know about the consequences of having toxic ingredients
Yeah.
in your products. This is a question that we get a lot. And what does it do to your system, to your hormonal system, to your endocrine system? So some people are like, oh, but it's just my skin. But actually, your skin has pores, right?
Yeah.
And everything. If you think about pregnant women, the first thing that they do is to stop dyeing their hair, right? Why is that? And the doctor says, please do not dye your hair, because through your skin, all those chemicals are going to get to your bloodstream. So it's really, really important that you have this in mind and you really think about what do you use on a daily basis.
So to that end, my husband, who's always sort of one ear listening to the things I'm doing, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you've met him, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what really struck home to him was when we were talking about that exact thing. We're talking about endocrine disruptors, and he had that comment of like, well, I mean, what does that really mean? What does it actually do? And for dramatic purposes, I had him Google it, and he was like, oh, it shrinks your junk, men. It shrinks.
Right. Yes.
And he literally
yes.
was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this can happen. And I'm like, yes, like there's research that actually for men,
Yes.
it's bad for women, we know, but for men,
Yes.
that's one of the side effects.
Yeah.
And so that was like, talk about hitting home for a dude.
Right.
You tell a guy that their junk
That's
is
it.
going to shrink. And then it's like,
that will be it.
right? I'm kind of shocked that nobody's done like a campaign about that.
Probably
Come on.
It's probably hidden somewhere. We just don't know about it.
So that's because I've harped on him for years to stop using the crap that he uses, because he is a typical guy who doesn't really care what he's putting on or
Right.
slathering on, or, you know. Now he actually, and my son had gotten a product, and he actually said to me, you got to send more Masami, number one. He now only uses Masami. Thank you, Billy. But number two, he was like, I'm using a body wash, and I just read the label, and it has sulfates. Can you recommend one that doesn't have sulfates?
There you go.
So
That's great.
it is great, but it's like the work to get these
Yeah.
guys are in a beauty founder's home. You know what I mean? A clean beauty founder's home. So I can only imagine, if you're not in that situation, how hard it is to convince somebody.
Yeah.
Whew. So anyway, the other thing I want to talk about is the fact that we're community oriented. Like all of us we go out of our way to try to give back. Big companies do too, but this is the difference. If a big company gives back, it's because they were told they have to, for the most part.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a cause that is near and dear to their heart.
So true.
Really.
Right.
I mean, with a few exceptions. There are some out there. When we give back, it's because it's part of our DNA,
Yeah.
and we know it's the right thing to do. And we all have different causes, you know, like
Right. Yes.
we have different things that are important to us.
Well,
There is a caring spirit, I think, from founders that it's impossible to get that from a corporation.
Right?
It's never going to happen, right?
it's
Yeah.
very personal for us.
Right.
As brand owners like this and small brand owners. I mean, it's really personal. It could be from having had cancer, or it could be a foundation that we really believe in out there, right? So it's sometimes one of those things where it's an opportunity to have a voice. So I love that part of it. And one of the
Yes.
things I just want to share with everyone is my face serum oil.
Yeah.
which is a dry oil because it comes from the desert date tree in Africa. But the women who actually collect those nuts,
We'll sample it.
yeah. So what happens is that they collect, these women in Africa, in Senegal and in Burkina Faso, actually collect the nuts, open them up and get the seeds, and we actually crush them in a cold process. And you'll feel this, it's a beautifully light, but even in the scent of this is a natural scent, very spa-like.
Yeah.
But what it does, it makes the skin glow. It's so beautiful. But it has the omega vitamins in there. And that part of it is also about the free radicals, the antioxidants that we actually are there protecting our skin while nourishing the skin.
Beautiful.
So, it's so funny because I use all these products and I put them on my face, but then I do this and rub it into my hands. And you know how they say your hands are one of the first telltale signs of aging, but like look at mine.
I know
I have teenage hands because I use all my great products like this.
Right.
Because we're testing stuff all the time.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So one last thing I want to say about this though, because we're working with the Ngora Protocol, and part of that is with the UN and giving back to those women in Africa, who then is a scholarship for them for their education of their children. It could be their backpacks, it could be their supplies to school, but it's giving back to that community. So we actually have an agreement within those communities to give back. So one of the things, I haven't been able to go there. I had cancer many years ago, and my ethnobotanist said, it's very easy to get malaria there and the medications and all of that. So he has recommended not. But that point, he has said the women there get so excited that they're picking these nuts and they're getting the seed and they're crushing it there, and they know about immunology. That's how connected we are in this conversation. And then also for when it goes into the hands of one of you out there using the face serum oil, it's actually personal. It's personal to those women. If I wasn't there giving them that opportunity, they would not have the things that they can give their children. Really personal for me.
And it's a bigger community. And that's actually, there's data around female founders, how when you support a female founder, you're supporting a community.
Yes.
Because we do care about that. And, in our case, we work with a family-owned seaweed company in Northeast Japan. And I had the absolute pleasure of going there in 2019, meeting with them. Oh my God, these lovely humans, it's Japan is a blue zone, as we talk about that. Yes. Anyway, and they gave us a tour. They talked about their harvesting practices. They do all kinds of seaweed, but it's all fair trade, like you're talking about. And it's food grade. We're their only cosmetic, I say loosely because we're a hair brand, but we're their only cosmetic product that they work with, and it's just such good quality. It just makes a difference. And so that's the other thing that I think small brands are able to do, is we can go and interrogate our supply chain like that and really understand. I mean, where your magnesium comes from. If you ask somebody at a large company,
oh gosh,
do you think they could answer that question?
No way.
Right?
No way.
So I think that's a big differentiator also. So I don't know. Clearly we're all passionate. This is what we do. But do you want to talk a little bit about your products?
Absolutely. So ladies, if you're going through menstrual cramps, or if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, this is period SOS, and we've got the same for menopause SOS. So how does this work? It works through your skin. And what you do is, on a daily basis, you apply this to tummy or inner arms or inner thighs. And you actually have to apply it on a daily basis. And how does this work? We've got 3 key ingredients. One is Vitex, the other one is Walliam root, and the third one is marshmallow root. And Walliam root has an extract called diosgenin. And just so you can have an example of what diosgenin does, it is what the pharma industry uses for the pill. So it's a natural hormonal balance, but of course we use the root itself. It's been used for centuries, and we now have 5 studies backing our products, and we've got one of the most incredible OBGYNs, Dr. Elizabeth Poyner, who has done the formulation with us and has, of course, endorsed our products. And we now have over 300 doctors, both in the US and in Europe, recommending our products. So
That's amazing.
we've got menopause, we've got period, we've got our magnesium and collagen lotion. We also have our intimate hydrator, which is over there, and it's a completely natural vulva hydrator, and it lubricates and it works wonders. It's just
Talk about wanting a product that's
changes
natural,
your
though.
sex life.
Yeah, because like if you think about putting toxic ingredients,
Right.
it's like nobody
Exactly.
wants that.
Nope.
That's awful.
Yes.
So I'm just going to shout out a few of our other CBC brands, and then I'm going to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to give people one thought or two about how they should approach integrating or changing their beauty routine to get more conscious. So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to give some shout outs to some of our
Well,
brands.
you're gonna get Masami here. You're gonna
Well,
show them that.
Masami, yeah, I'll do a quick Masami.
Yeah.
This is my baby. It's Japanese Ocean Botanical shampoo conditioner. We have a shine serum, a styling cream.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's all about solving the number one hair issue, which is hydration. Usually when people are not happy with their hair, it's frizzy, it's dull, it's dry, it breaks. It's because it's not hydrated well. The problem is products on the market that hydrate also usually leave it greasy looking or flat. And ours actually doesn't. It actually gives you volume and hydrates, which sounds like an oxymoron, but it's because of our macabre. So that's Masami. So that's just a little bit there. But I want to give some of the other brands a shout out because we have such amazing brands here. Okay, this is Cecile's Bath and
Oh my
Body.
gosh.
So
These
beautiful.
are handmade,
I know, I
small
love
batch,
these.
and they're absolutely gorgeous. This is a soap, a Moringa rose soap. So it just makes this whole place smell amazing. And she also has really interesting products. She's such an interesting formulator. She has this brightening facial grains. Have you heard of something like that?
No, this is great.
Isn't that cool? And it sells, it's one of her top sellers. It really works. We're going to talk about Well and Wonder. Oh my gosh, this is a body balm. And this thing is like your best friend for anything that you need. Dry skin, it's got you. If it's if you're just feeling achy, she actually made it because she was having I want to say like pain, but you know, so it's just formulated to be basically a natural alternative to something you're going to get over the counter with a lot of crap in it. But it really, no wonder it's called Well and Wonder
Because it works.
it works well and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we've got Reap and Glow. They also, like us, are super fair trade minded. They have a cleanser and a serum, and they use a coffee fruit extract, which is the discarded part of coffee that they're now upcycling into. They realize that it's like that those husks have massive antioxidants.
Yes.
And so putting those into skincare, genius.
Yeah.
Then we've got Shuda. She is a doctor here in New York City. She actually specializes, she's a neurosurgeon who specializes in pain management. And she spent time dealing with war injuries, believe it or not, in Russia. And she came across this healing salve that is made in the Balkans in a very specific formula. And she's put it into her products. And I used it right here
Right.
when I was going through my radiation, and it completely like saved my boob. Can I say boob, or is Instagram going to kick us off? Then we've got Modern Age Skin. She has this product that is designed for menopausal skin. It's a serum. It's an all-in-one, so it's a hydrate, brightener, anti-aging, amazing product. Again, fits all the CBC guidelines. And then we have two more to give shout outs to. No, three more. We've got all the way up there is Simply This. She's new to our Brooklyn store, but she has got an absolutely gorgeous line of East meets West skincare and body care. We have some of the body care here in the store. There's body oil, some hand cream, but her products are made with minimal ingredients, designed to be as simple as possible. So again, like you don't need extra stuff in there that's not going to actually like have benefit just to fill it. She doesn't add fillers, put it that way. Then we've got Hear Me Raw, New York City founder. It's a daddy-daughter team.
Yeah.
Love them. And they have a line of multitasking products that are basically masks that do something else. And so here in the store, we've got their hydrator, which obviously does what it says, but you can use it as an overnight mask. We've got the brightener, which is my favorite because you can use it as a cleanser, but it also brightens. And then we've got the mushroom cleanser, which is a fungi, like almost an exfoliating cleanser. And then the last but not least is one of my very favorites, which is Scentfluence. Okay. This looks so
Generic.
innocent, right?
Yeah.
Generic, but
But
it's
it's
not. It is insane. I don't know if this is a tester. No, this one's not. These are essential oil home fragrances that are absolutely insane. So the founder of this brand, seeing if she's any testers. We're gonna have to open one of these because none of these are testers. The founder of this brand does hotel scents. She does the one hotel. She does the little packet. Yeah. She does one hotel. She does Hyatt. And when you walk in, you know how you get that hit and you kind of know.
Yeah.
And she started doing her own line.
Yeah.
And it comes. You can get this diffuser. Oh my God. I have it running in my home. I have a couple in my home because I love it. And she actually did our scent coins for Ile de Nature. She created those. We went down to Dominica together.
Those are amazing.
Hard work, right? Caroline and I, Dominica. And I know I keep telling her we have to go back and do another like recon trip, you know. But anyway, it's all using indigenous plants, and
I love it.
It's
It's in my
just-
closet. I love it.
yeah, I just think she's a genius when it comes to these scents. So anyway, those are a few examples of how the Conscious Beauty Collective comes to life in all these different ways and different brands, and we're here in Remedies.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Well, I just wanted to share a couple
Oh,
of things
yes.
here, if I could. This is
Sure.
the lava mask
Yeah.
I've been holding on to.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
That's okay. I just don't want you to think I had to put it away. I was not willing to put it away. I was just holding on to it.
Sure.
But anyway, I just want to show you this because in here is a lava mask, and this is the new version of a sheet mask, and you can see how thin this is, and it goes on. But the key to this is that it actually gets warm when you put water in it. It is a patent technology, only 3 ingredients: lava. It has hibiscus, so with that, you're really working with, which is important for the soothing and cooling sensation. Has marine algae in it, so that helps with the collagen. So when you get this on, it's going to get puffy, right? It's gonna get puffy, and it's only lava in here. The lava that comes from actually Utah. We didn't know that we had lava in Utah, but many, many years ago. So the mines there are amazing. So we use that, but the patent technology is when it hits water, it gets like lava gets hot. So this is at a temperature that is, gets a little hot, but let it cool down, put it on your skin, helps to hydrate the skin, open up those pores, get a little serum on the
Love
skin, right? And if you're traveling, great if you're on the plane because you can put it on, fall asleep, and just enjoy. But anyway, this is a great lava mask, sheet mask. But I did want to
They
mention.
look like Hannibal Lecter on the plane.
I've had so many. I've had when I do this, the flight attendants like come up and go, "I want one of those."
Yeah. That's awesome.
So anyway, and this is a 4-pack, and we have singles as well here. But this is key. I wanted to sort of share this with everyone because we have this here. This is our clay water, and it's actually called Vital Ionic Mist. And I want to say, whether you're into lots of other different skincare, this is one product that everyone should have because it's antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it's also anti-inflammatory. So helps to take down the redness. But sometimes our skin is either more acidic or more alkaline, and sometimes I find that people don't realize their skin is imbalanced, right? So we really take that imbalanced skin and balance it to that point where it's a 6.5, 7.5. Sometimes we even say, can 5.5 be okay? But my point is, if we really want to balance the skin, we need to actually find a way to do that. So what I've done is with my ethnobotanist put together, which is the patent technology of our clay water. We actually ionize that, and then through that, it's like walking into the ocean. And
Wow.
that purification
Yeah.
that you get. Or you have a lightning storm, that same thing. So the simple part of it is use it throughout the day to hydrate the skin, and then also help with the free radicals that are sitting all around.
Oh yeah.
It's
Smart.
as simple as just spraying it on our skin
I need
and
some.
hydrating. Yes, please.
Me
Share this
too.
with you.
Thank you.
And then one thing I wanted to say
Isn't that
is putting it right in the back of your neck. It'll just cool you down a little bit and just
Oh,
freshen you
wow.
up. And I love
Ooh.
just kind of like doing that. I like a one for you.
Spray for you, spray for you, spray for you. Yeah.
So it's very simple. There's a couple of ingredients in here, and
Love that.
Um,
That is insane.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. Yeah, we've been yammering on.
I know.
So, do we have some tips for people that are kind of like how to take all this in? What do you think?
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what your husband said.
Really?
So, look, I think women tend to look after themselves more.
Yeah.
And this message of it's just not only us women, it's also for men.
Yeah.
So, what I would say in your daily life, my biggest tip is be careful with what you use on a daily basis, because everything will have an impact in your endocrine system. So, I would say that be careful with hot plastics. Do not use hot plastics and get that Tupperware out of the microwave and eat. So that's an important one. And also be very, very careful. Yes, very careful with your cleaning products at home, like household products and
The
the
way
labels.
we grew up. Oh my God! I think of how many TV dinners I've had growing up. Oof.
Yes.
Oof, oof,
Yes.
plastic.
Yes.
Anyway, and what are your thoughts?
Yes. Well, I actually think the same as we all really feel this passion about what we are doing. But I think one thing that we want to really share with everyone is, yes, the skin is the largest organ of our body, and we misuse it. I can tell you so many out there, for you thinking about what you're using, I would love to say, get rid of all of the things that have the emulsifiers, the surfactants, the things that are going to not be healthy for you. And look at the smaller brands that are really conscious, CBC, conscious of what we're doing, because the health of your body is relying on what you put on your skin. And as a cancer survivor, I know that. And that's why I did immunology. It means a study of the skin's immunity. And the skin knows what it needs, knows what it wants, and the body knows how it needs to be balanced. And so whether it be through hormonal products that are going to help balance it, or whether it be hair care that's going to be safe for you, or it be skincare that is really there about balancing the skin. I just share with all of you, that's what we are here to do, to help you to become educated and to learn more about how to be safe and also be healthy. And so vitality is what we look for, but also longevity is part of that. So live better, live longer, and think about what you're putting on your skin that goes into your body.
An incredible thought to close with. So if you like what you heard, please follow, like, and share, subscribe.
Yes.
And we have lots of good content. So, and if you have questions, put it in the comments, send us a DM. We love questions. And we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, now I got to do the awkward turning it off.
That was awesome.
Okay, that was good. Yay.
Correct.